everyone, it is Kinda and welcome back to the Love and Doha show. Happy Thursday! I hope you're all doing well and counting down to the weekend. Whether you're wrapping up work, planning a brunch, heading to the beach, or simply looking forward to a well-deserved break, we're here to catch you up on some of the biggest stories making headlines across Qatar today. We've got a world record, a headline that's making waves internationally, an important reminder from the Ministry of Interior, and we'll finish today's episode with a little appreciation for the city we get to call home. So let's get started. We're kicking things off with another proud moment for Qatar because the country has just added another Guinness World Record to its growing list of achievements. Qatari DR has announced that Lusail City's district cooling system has officially been recognized by Guinness World Records as the largest district cooling network in the world. The network stretches an incredible 123.5 kilometers, making it the biggest integrated district cooling network anywhere on the planet. Now, district cooling might not sound like the most exciting thing at first, but it's actually a huge part of how modern cities like Lusail operate efficiently, especially in a region where cooling systems are essential throughout most of the year. Instead of every building running its own cooling plant, district cooling allows multiple buildings to be supplied through one connected network. It helps improve energy efficiency, reduces emissions, and supports long-term sustainability. This latest recognition isn't just about breaking another record, it also reflects Qatar's continued investment in smart infrastructure and future-ready cities. Over the past decade, we've seen Qatar gain international recognition for everything from world-class stadiums and transport systems to urban development and sustainability projects. Lusail has become one of the country's flagship developments, and this achievement adds another milestone to that journey. Next up, a story that has been making headlines around the world. US President Donald Trump has completed his first trip aboard a Boeing 747-8 aircraft gifted by the Qatari government. The president traveled to North Dakota on what marked the aircraft's first official flight in presidential service. Before takeoff, Trump described the aircraft as maybe the greatest commercial plane ever built and said he was excited to be taking its first flight. The Boeing 747-8 was originally manufactured in the United States before undergoing modifications to meet presidential operational and security requirements. The aircraft is expected to serve as a temporary presidential aircraft while the next generation Air Force One fleet continues to be developed. The gift has received significant attention in the United States, generating discussion across the political spectrum. Supporters have highlighted potential cost savings, while critics have raised questions about the arrangement. The White House has maintained that the process complies with applicable laws. Regardless of the debate, the aircraft's first flight has become one of the most talked about international stories involving Qatar this week. Now let's move to an important reminder that affects everyone behind the wheel. Qatar's Ministry of Interior is reminding drivers to respect accessible parking spaces and to avoid parking in spaces reserved for people with disabilities. It may sound like a simple reminder, but it's one that can make a huge difference in someone's daily life. The ministry says respecting these designated spaces reflects responsible behavior and demonstrates commitment to traffic laws and public etiquette. Accessible parking isn't about convenience, it's about accessibility. For many people living with disabilities, these parking spaces provide the extra room needed to safely enter and exit their vehicles and to reach building entrances comfortably. Using these spaces without authorization can create unnecessary challenges for those who genuinely rely on them every single day. It's one of those small actions that can have a meaningful impact on someone else's experience. So the message is simple: park responsibly, respect accessible parking, and leave these spaces available for those who truly need them. Finally, before we wrap things up, let's end today's episode with something that reminds us just how special Doha really is. A reel that's been circulating online perfectly captured a feeling many residents can probably relate to. The idea is simple. Imagine living in a city where people from all over the world spend months planning their holidays. They book flights, reserve hotels, create itineraries, and count down for weeks just to experience the skyline, the museums, the beaches, the restaurants, and everything Doha has to offer. Meanwhile, if you live here, those same views become part of your everyday commute. You drive past iconic buildings on your way to work. You watch the sunset over West Bay after grabbing coffee. You spend weekends exploring places that millions of visitors dream about seeing one day. Sometimes we get so used to our surroundings that we forget just how incredible they really are. That reel served as a nice reminder to slow down for a second and appreciate the city around us. Whether it's a walk along the Corniche, an evening in Musharraf, dinner at Qatar, or simply watching the skyline light up after sunset, Doha has a way of making ordinary moments feel special. And if you've ever caught yourself admiring the skyline, even after seeing it hundreds of times, you are definitely not alone. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. From another Guinness World Record for Lusail, to international headlines involving Qatar, an important reminder from the Ministry of Interior, and a moment to appreciate life in one of the world's most exciting cities, it's been another busy day in Doha. Thank you so much for joining me on the Love in Doha show, part of the Augustus Media Podcast Network. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and follow Love in Doha across all our social media platforms for the latest news, stories, and everything happening around the city. Have a fantastic weekend, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next episode.